This is the painting after I oiled up the canvas and painted into a thick layer of sun oil and Gamblin gel. Now here's my sun oil, and you can see that it's quite yellow, and it will add warmth to that layer as you add it onto your canvas. But here's the Gamblin or Galca gel, otherwise known as G gel, and I squirt out quite a nice blob of the G gel, and I might have, if I was to do this over, I might have added a little bit more to that amount of sun oil. The G gel is added to the sun oil because if you don't do so, the sun oil will still melt on your canvas. And if any of you have oiled up your canvas with just straight linseed oil, you know that that layer of paint will melt pretty radically. Now the sun oil, just straight sun oil, will melt probably less, but still I add the Gamblin Alka gel into the sun oil to give it a bit more stability so that it doesn't melt. Now here I am just flattening out the sun oil and G gel mixture, and it's a little tricky because it's quite thick. The point is I'm trying to get that mixture as thick as paint. In other words, I'm adding a layer of liquid onto the dry pigment of my painted surface, and I want that to be almost as if it were clear paint. So you want it to be thick enough so it feels like clear paint. So when I paint into it, it'll be like painting wet into wet. Now here's my palette, and I've been storing this in the freezer. And if anybody knows why I shouldn't do that, let me know in the comments section. But it really preserves the paint. Now here's some transparent orange, and it is a great pigment to use, like in the leaves and in the grass. And here's some green gold, and it's also good for very sun-saturated greens. And here's some titanate, nickel titanate yellow, and it's also good to add to, give that sun color without it going cool, very light value. So now I'm going to stop the video here because I forgot to adjust my white point, and as I was painting, it just really doesn't show the paint as well. It was sort of washed out. So do go to my blog, which is bradteare.blogspot.com, and I'll have some recipes for sun oil there, and how to make that. So it's a very useful medium to have in the studio. I use it to oil up my canvas whenever I need a nice thick layer. This paint here, the original paint, was quite thick, so I was able to paint over with another thicker layer, and it worked out quite well. So here's the finished piece, the finished painting, and you can see it worked out great.